Hi, my name is Dalia Solovieva. I'm here with Hoda Abou-Jamra, who was just speaking at a panel earlier and really kind of rallying up the crowd about performance of women and the importance of investing in women. So could you tell us more about why you're here, first of all, at this conference today? What brings you here?
It's very interesting because this conference is something that you would hope in the 21st century that is not needed. And you would hope this conference doesn't have women on title, but we're still, as much as we progress, we still have so much to do. Until we have 50% women representation in decision-making positions.
50%?
I mean, what do we represent? The population. We're around 50% of the population, correct? So until we have our representation the same way, I think these events are very important. They need to preach to more men. They need to preach to people that are not converted, but they are a very important initiative, very important for us to have a support system and very important for the young girls.
So for people who don't know a lot about your company, could you tell us a little bit? You came back to the region about 9 years ago?
Been here since 2005, 2006.
So TVM Healthcare, Capital Healthcare Partners, what do they do? Could you just describe what the company does?
I came to the region here, started another different business. I'm a pharmacist by training. I worked in biotech and healthcare. And I decided to come here to work with a lot of investors that are interested to bring people from the region to their platform. And because I was a scientist and I understand the business. And after a while I realized there's a huge opportunity here in healthcare services, that the region is booming, growing. Dubai is an amazing success story of a startup, and of diversity too.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to talk about gender diversity, and it's a business case, correct? This is not only making a difference. Of course, you want to make a difference, but the business case of gender diversity and its importance in top position is a very important one. And I think Dubai reflect that in some way, because Dubai was started by a vision, by a good leader that brought a diverse people. He didn't say, oh, I want men, I want local men, I want women, He brought people from everywhere. He brought people who are qualified. So the city was built with people that are from Asia, people from India, people from US, people from everywhere, and it was built with men and women, and look at the result.
As part of it. So fast forward 9 years later, and you're here still now. Why is this region such an opportunity for you?
So you asked the question, so I teamed up with a very good investor in the West called TVM Capital. And I decided to team up with them and create and found a franchise for emerging markets for healthcare services. And two things. Healthcare services is very important when you're in our countries. While the country is growing and progressing, it's important to bring Western standard, to bring quality. Making a difference is great, but you have to make it a top standard. And healthcare is very ethical, so you need to do it well. So this was a great opportunity. With my network in Boston, I lived in Boston for 20 years. With the healthcare network I can bring here, I thought it was an amazing opportunity. I started the business in 2007 with my partner TVM Capital, and in 2009 we raised a fund. Everybody left during the crisis, but we believed so much in our mission and how important it is that we were able to grow and create.
Which was your first
business.
fund, right?
Yes, our first fund in the region in 2009. We raised it when everybody was leaving, when it's a challenge time.
That's amazing, yeah.
So we were very happy. Why? Because there is a need. And there's a good business opportunity.
So catching up on that, you mentioned something really important, which is making a difference. So what gets you up in the morning? What makes you most passionate, and what are you most mad about?
That sentence, making a difference, and what it means and how to execute on it, correct?
Yeah.
It's easy to say I want to make a difference. So, of course, even in college, I always said, what do you want to do? And I always thought about it. I want to do something to make a difference, because you always wonder, why are you here? Why are you alive? You're going to die one day. So if you don't make a difference and you leave something behind that is good and proud of, then there's no reason for us to be here. So this for me was very important. The question was how to do it and what is really the means. And when I was in college, it's just making a difference and being an activist and want to change the world. And the more you move and you grow up and you become more mature, you realize that you have to start somewhere. So you have to start within your community. Yes. You have to make a difference in your job. If you spend 8, 9, 12 hours in your job, you have to do a job that makes a difference, that makes you happy. So doing healthcare. I'm lucky to, went into pharmacy, and it's easy to make a difference if you do it well, correct?
So let's talk about making a difference in your industry specifically. At the panel you were mentioning that investing in women, why is that so important? Not for just CSR, philanthropic reasons, because it sounds great, but why is it important? Why is it good business to invest in women?
So my job now, I'm a private equity person, correct? So I have to make a difference, but at the same time, I have to do my job to return money to my investors. So my first mission is finding good deals, good businesses. And I cannot discriminate if it's a man business, minority business, or women businesses. So we pick the right businesses. But because I'm one of the partners, I'm one of many different diverse team. We have Germans, we have Lebanese, we have Indian in our team. They are men, and I'm a woman, so I'm part of a diverse team. I think I was able to attract, because of my presence, a wider variety of deals. So when you bring wider diversity of deals, this mean you have more to choose of
So
good
you
deals.
work with more women, you attract more women, and so by that definition, that's what you mean, that women are good for business.
Exactly. And no, what I mean good women for business is that when you have a diversity of thinking, when you have different opinions, you have different, better results. I mean, there's Credit Suisse did a study. There's a lot of data now that came out that says diverse boards, diverse leadership brings better return. What is that? Gender diversity is part of diversity. So my point is having women on board brings better return and better results.
And is that your biggest
better money.
lesson? That's a fantastic point. So I just want to make sure, is that your biggest lesson as a leader in terms of what to share with other people and others in the corporate world, perhaps male leaders who may not realize the benefit of doing more business with women? Would you say, or what are
Of course, actually, it's interesting because if we had this conversation 5-6 years ago when I started the business, I would have said, listen, my job is to do the best job in what I promise my investors, and it is. It's still the same. But now I think I really, after my experience with my portfolio, having 50% women, and we exited a company amazingly. It's one of those women company, and also seeing and reading more and learning about how diversity in general does have, and we have data to show give better return. It is becoming, yes, one of the things that I would like people on panels like this to understand, that we are not here just to advance women's case. We're here to really advance women's case, but because it's a good business proposition and because it's a good business case.
That's fantastic. And what about the 30% Club? It's almost the 1-year anniversary of bringing that global chapter to here to the region. And you are the founding chairperson.
One of the many
several.
And we have a lot of men as founding chair, which is interesting.
What is your greatest mission, especially in this part of the world, of extending that chapter?
So, it's interesting. It's the same thing than what I talked about. The 30% Club mean that we need to encourage on a voluntary base. We need to encourage to have 30% representation of women.
Why that number? Why 30%?
We're so behind that we need to get there. If we get there, we're very close to the 50%, correct? So it's a number that we aim to be at. And the goal is interesting because the goal is not preaching an agenda of having women on board only. It's doing it yourself. So each one of us is committed to do that in our own environment. Again, it goes back to making a difference. You want to make a difference, you have to think, you have to start making a difference around you. So if we want to have, promote and promote the mission of a 30% Club, 30% representation of women on executive level position, we have to do it in our own business, in our own life. And each one of us is committed to start working internally as much as promoting it as a good business case.
For young people, men and women who are entering the workforce, what kind of advice do you have for them?
You know what? Follow your heart and try to make a difference. And again, there's not one meaning to make a difference, correct? Everybody have a different meaning to make a difference and change this world to be a better place and not let any glass ceiling stop you anywhere. Just do what you want to do and deal with the challenges when they come in.
Thank you so much. This is Hoda Abou-Jamra for Med Talks. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you so
Dalia.
much.
I appreciate it.
Great to speak to you.